Hi there! Today I'm going to continue our MAJ 101 series for buyers and sellers. Today's video will be geared towards buyers a little bit more. We're going to be talking about the journey and the process. How do you go from thinking maybe it's time to buy a house to let's get this going? There is a process, there is some logic and sanity and some joy to this. So let's get going. So if you've read or watched rather one of my prior videos, you know that one of the first steps is building a functional team. You want to know who your functional team is. You want to grab a lender that works for you. You want to be surrounded by folks who are going to help you make hard decisions, and you're going to find your agent. And once you've done those things, you're really ready to launch a home search. So what does that look like? When you work with me, I'm going to describe my process. Other agents can do things differently. So just my first caveat is know that this process is not standard. It's really what I have found to work best for my clients. I also want you to know that no two buyers have the same journeys. Some buyers, about 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 of my buyers, find a house pretty quickly. They have their first offer accepted, maybe within a few weeks or even a month, they are in their house. Others, I have a client right now who looked for a full year on her own on Redfin and Zillow, going to Sunday open houses before she actually interviewed me for this partnership that we're in. And so I'm happy to represent her as a buyer. So knowing that, here we go. The first thing that I do is I sit down with my buyers for a one-on-one meeting. I want to explain how things work. It's really reasonable to assume that somebody doesn't know already. Most people buy a house maybe once, twice, 3 times in their life. This is not your everyday thing. So in our first sit down, it's an opportunity for me to understand what your priorities are as a buyer, what you really need out of a house, what your long-term goals are, so I can really get a picture of what success looks like for you. I'm also educating you. That's a huge part of the first meeting. We're talking about what does it mean to be competitive in our very unique inner East Bay market? What contracts are you going to be expected to be familiar with and understand the terms of? What are contingencies and when is it appropriate to waive contingencies and what does that mean? We're also talking about pricing strategies. We're talking about how to understand the different kinds of values, market value versus appraised value. What does the list price mean? And so there's a lot of education that happens at the very beginning. And once we've done that, I like to start with a tour in person together with my buyers, because there's really no substitute for walking through a home with somebody, because you can observe how they react to a home, what they like, what they don't like. And part of that is a discovery process as well. A lot of my buyers realize things about what they like or don't like in a conversation with me in a house. So it's a really important foundational piece of the search. From there, many of my buyers are on their own. They can go to Saturday and Sunday open houses. They can go to brokers tours during the week and get sneak peeks. I have a really great platform for searching for homes. It's called Real Scout. There's also a chat function on it. So there are tools to support the search as well. And once my buyers have found that house they're interested in, we pull the disclosure packet and we talk about how to put together a really competitive offer based on comps, based on intel, based on my networks, conversations with other agents, based on how competitive that house is going to be. There's a lot that goes into that discussion about how to be competitive, but happily I am pretty good at getting people into houses. So my goal is to move someone swiftly as possible from home seeker to home owner. So that was a really quick 30,000 view on what it's like to launch a home search, what it's like to work with me, what that process looks like. I hope it's been helpful. Call me or text me if you have any questions and want to learn more about what it's like to work with us.